What up, traders? Looks like I'm back, baby, and back to make some money. Let's go at it. Let's time to make that money. I know it's a bear market out there, but that don't mean we can't be making money.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part, it's beatable.
Good morning, traders. Let's go ahead and bring on the traders here. Lord Ryan and Zunaid. What's going on, guys?
What is going on? Good morning to you. Good morning to the chat. And good morning to the puts that someone may have had overnight.
Good morning.
That's what we do, right? The dark side out there.
Good morning and happy Monday to you all. It is going to be an interesting one this week, and we're starting it off here with a bang with the market selling off. So hopefully y'all are doing okay. Great to see a whole bunch of returning faces out there. Hope everyone had a great weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
Hot out west.
We'll see what's going on out there. Definitely some stocks dropping in pre-market as futures really head down there. So we'll definitely take a look at that. You guys can take a look at what's going on out there. Of course, this week we'll have, of course, the FOMC meeting on Wednesday. That'll be definitely looking forward. Treasury yields showing in a curve inversion, showing us an indicator for recession. University of Michigan gauge of consumer sentiment falling sharply to a record low of 50.2, and definitely seeing some downside action. And in oil trading lower as Brent crude futures fell 1.9% towards about 119.67 per barrel. We'll keep watching what's going on out there. And of course, the crypto news out there with cryptocurrencies dropping about 12%, and the Celsius network has been suspended withdrawals and transfers. Definitely not what you want to be seeing when you're seeing a market coming on down here. But that's just how it goes. So Zunaid's a little asleep. I won't tell him anything because my camera kind of froze.
I was just going to say your camera froze, so I don't know.
I'll go to Lord Ryan here.
I fell asleep, but you played dead.
Whoa.
Like a dog without a bone.
I'll let you two sort out your personal issue. Let's start with some of the small caps today that we're going to trade. The stock du jour, if you will, is going to be Dawn, Day One Biopharma. They have a PR here this morning. Day One Biopharma shares spiked to a pre-market high. The company on Sunday announced the release of a pediatric low-grade glioma, shows 64% overall response rate. Okay, sorry, the PR was on Sunday, not this morning. In any case, this is a biopharma moving to the highs. And I think one of the other things that's helping this stock out is that you look around in a sea of red and a sea of everything else getting blasted. This one seems to be trading up here. So I would imagine that a lot of day traders looking for upside are probably going to be in this name. That means that this is likely to be volatile today for our day trading. So we want to keep stops tight. We want to keep kind of a leveled approach here, and we want to not get too heavy on one side or the next. I would imagine that this does pull out of the open, but stranger things have happened before. We'll just have to wait and see what hand we're dealt when the market actually opens. This is going to be the one that I'm watching right from the bell. So take that with a grain of salt. Okay, next is going to be GMVD. We've seen a lot of these penny stocks run recently. They're not my favorite. I tell you all the time how I don't like trading them, but they are where the action is. So we might as well talk about it. Taking a look here, it looks like this one's bleeding a little bit, coming back in towards the lows. We'll see if it can actually hold 50 and move up. I'll probably pass, but decent range here, almost a 50-cent range on this stock here in the pre-market. Next is going to be Hills, HILS, another biopharma here. This is also trading up here. We do have a why is it moving? Hillstream Biopharma shares are trading higher after the company announced a share repurchase program to acquire up to 1 million of the company's common stock. Okay, so of course, buybacks, share repurchase programs, these are definitely bullish indicators. That's going to lower the float of this stock. We have already a float here of 7.45 million. So that buyback likely to make this even more of a low float stock. Maybe we'll get some low float action here. I will say this, on days where the market is absolutely getting destroyed and all types of speculative assets are being sold into, I'm not sure that a buyback on a microcap company like this, $8 million microcap, is going to be enough of a catalyst. It's certainly trading up here in the pre-market. Let's see what happens when the market opens. I'm a little skeptical that this thing moves to the upside, but again, stranger things have happened before. We're going to play the hand we're dealt. We're not going to go off trying to be a hero. Okay, next is going to be Redbox. I mean, what more do we need to say? The video rental Redbox thing that Spencer could not believe was $3 or $4 is now $17 or 16 and change here. Looking like it's going through 17. Looking at the chart here this morning, 18 definitely seems to be the big upside resistance. We've had a test of that 3 times in the pre-market already. I'd imagine if we take out 18, this will probably pop above, maybe even run. We'll see, although this is now $1.20 beneath that spot. We're leaking a little bit here. The other thing I actually didn't realize when we were talking about this stock here before, but Redbox also has warrants. Those warrants are up today. So a little bit cheaper here, a little bit easier to load. Should trade with the equity. If there's any type of difference here, maybe some of you folks can arbitrage it out there. We'll see. Anyway, Redbox and Redbox warrants absolutely in play today. Moving on, EKSO, EXO. We've actually traded this before. This name rings a bell. We're up here in the pre-market. I believe we did have a PR. Yeah, EXO Biosciences receives FDA clearance for its EXO-NN robotic exoskeleton with use for multiple sclerosis patients. Boy, I can't even say that here this morning. I need some more coffee. Multiple sclerosis patients. Thank you. So I don't know. We'll see. Again, I'm not sure if this one continues to run. Decent range here, decent volume. We're going to need some more volume to pour in here, especially to the buy side after the market opens, for this to really get going. But I marked off some more levels here. We'll keep shouting them out as we go. And then ENDP is the last one, I believe, on my list here. Yep, last one on my list here. ENDP, another one of those pennies. Carving out a pretty decent range here. Again, probably won't trade this, but these have really been moving, so we might as well keep our eye on it. 43-cent break to the upside. Looks like your high-a-day break. That's the plan so far, boys.
Love it, man. I'll go ahead and share my stuff right here. I can't really find that many levels that I like, but one that I wanted to point out was Apple. I had this nice little crayon based on the low that we put in on, what is that, the 20th? Yeah, May 20th. And you can see in pre-market, if we kind of zoom in a bit, that's exactly where it's bouncing off of for the past couple of hours. So if you're looking to go long, the break of that would be your risk off area. So matter of fact, well, now it kind of bounced. I was hoping to get some, but that's an area that I'm keeping an eye on. 132.60, the crack below. We'd look for some puts. The crack above, we'd look for some calls. And then we kind of have a risk off of about 50 cents on either side. So Apple is definitely something that I'm going to keep an eye on here. Let's go ahead and get the SPY. Man, I would have loved it if this was more so around like the 390s or 400, but obviously we are well below that. You've got a 378 level here. Don't really see a lot of space in terms of range. So, right. So to me, I don't want to get chopped out in between these. I would more so look to go short if it goes ahead and cracks 378, or try to go long if it can get above VWAP, which it looks like is closer to 382 or so, but not the clearest vision for me on SPY. So I might try to stay away from it. And you can again see the lows of SPY. Or about 3. Let's go to the daily and see.
Here's my question, Zunaid, and I wanted to discuss this with the group. If you're covering SPY now, it seems like no better time than the present.
Sure.
What is your thought on the day today? I know we're gonna play whatever the market deals us, but my thought today is here we are. We're looking really bearish in the pre-market. We had a really nasty week last week. Do we bounce maybe out of the open here, or do we continue to move lower? I think that's the question that everyone's asking themselves, at least.
Yeah, with the SPY down about 2%, right? More than 2%. It's kind of like, do we see a 3% move? Do we see a 4% move? It's like, yeah, that's absolutely possible. It's happened in the past. If I had to go ahead and bet money on it, I would go ahead and say, hey, we close, or we do see a move higher. But it wouldn't surprise me if after the move higher, we just continue to the downside, right? So kind of like a rip and dip type situation.
Yep.
But I'll be honest, no good read for me at all. Not one
Fair
bit.
enough.
But if you go ahead and come back here to the levels, you can see we are already kind of at the May 20th lows, which is about 380.52. You can see we bounced from here, went all the way up, and then now we're back down. So crack below that 380.52. Let's just call it 380. We had a little bit further down, then you get support maybe like 370 or so. But that's what I've got on the daily. You can see all of my lows right there. So yeah, should be fun and interesting. Let's go back to the hourly and let's go to the Qs to see if I have anything better there. Qs kind of hanging out around 279 below the support of that May 20th that we talked about. So yeah, it's getting ugly out there. I don't personally have a lot of levels. AMD below 90, you can go ahead and go short. But even then, maybe a couple of points range there, if that. But everything's just already so down that it's like, it's already reached the levels that I would have liked to take profits at. So it's kind of like, cool. Like, now what do I do?
Yeah, and I mean, as far as SPY goes, at least in my mind, I mean, I think we definitely test 380 today. And going forward here, I actually think we probably move down to 350, 360. That seems to be the next level of support. I mean, if the Fed's going to start talking more about, full point raises or 70-point raises, I think this market's going to move lower. I think a lot of people, or a lot of traders, I guess, are maybe already kind of thinking that. Maybe they've already started that selling process, but I think we inevitably test 380 and move lower. The final bottom on SPY that I see is 350, 360. We'll see if and when we get there. Maybe a lot of movement between now and there. But today, I wouldn't be shocked if two things happen. I would not be shocked if we bounced out of the open here because everyone is negative. I also wouldn't be shocked if we took out 380. So, or at least tested 380. Maybe we hold, and that's when we get our bounce.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I can't believe that Coinbase is less than 50. I mean, this thing was 400 at one point, I believe. Yep, 440.
Yep,
431.
And I mean, you look at the carnage in Bitcoin, man. It's just, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I long term, I am a believer in Bitcoin.
Oh, shit.
Bitcoin, not Luna, Crescent, all this other moon stuff. No, but Bitcoin, I have a long-term approach in Bitcoin. I also like Coinbase, but right now the market is telling you these are sells. It doesn't matter who likes it. These are sells. Don't be lying.
I gotta
What
check
is
my
there to
Coinbase
like
and see how
about
much
coin? Man, coin has just been. Which one will get to zero first, coin or hood?
Oh, let's see what hood is at. It's a good question.
Ooh,
You know what? That is actually a good question. I think hood gets acquired, so I don't think it ever really goes to zero.
Yeah,
but I don't think Coinbase goes to zero either.
No, I mean, no. You've got coin.
I like Boeing.
You've got hood though. That's below the. I think it's the lowest that it's ever been. All-time lows. Yeah, all-time lows on hood. Yeah, I really would not be surprised if this definitely gets acquired in the near future.
Yeah, this is why you got to really be careful when you see recommendations on different networks and stuff like that. There's been ages that analysts have said, yeah, now's the time for coin. Now's the time for coin. Now's the time for coin. I don't think the time for coin has come at all.
At what price would you say that it has come?
No price until it actually turns around. Until it turns around. This is the problem that I see out there constantly is people trying to call bottoms. You should not be trying to call bottoms.
Yep.
Just stop. Just stop.
We've been saying
whatever you got to do, just stop calling bottoms.
We've been saying it here for a long time. You don't need to bottom tick things. You don't need to hit that bottom. Like people you don't need to call it.
They're
just wait for it
addicted
to
to the returns. They're addicted to extreme returns because of the market that we had in 2020. But if you're a real trader, you know that catching the bottom is called catching a falling knife. And if you guys want to go ahead and just play with knives, I don't recommend this. But go outside and toss some knives up. See how many times you can catch it on the handle.
Let's not tell people to go toss knives outside, bro. There are other things that we can do to help people. Guys, don't go tossing knives.
Or you could trade stocks and do the same damn thing. So it's up to you to determine what you guys want to be doing out there. And I definitely wouldn't be doing it, but it's up to you. Starbucks getting crushed down. This is one that we gave on Friday for shorts. Look at that already. It's already given like about 7% on the downside. This one looks like a continued short out there. Lucid, of course, also breaking through those 1853s. I'm going to look for continued downside action in Lucid to come on down there towards $14. Could see a little bounce today towards 18, but after that, I would look for a flush down through 17. We'll see what happens there. Tesla Dragon, a lot of catalysts getting put out there, right? And one of the things that I want to do is give us more and more of the catalysts that are going on in the market. So Tesla on Friday, they announced a proxy statement there with the SEC revealing plans for a 3-to-1 stock split. But then they got some mentions here from Tesla firing their Singapore country manager after Elon Musk warns of job cuts. Then you also got the Indonesia invites to set up massive EV factory. So there's some positives, there's some negatives there. I see 2 positives, 1 negative. But as you guys can see, Tesla already selling off decently here in pre-market. It popped up on that 3-to-1 split news. You can see here it actually popped like 15 points and then boom, got smacked down throughout here. And in pre-market has gotten hit harder. So we'll kind of keep and watch. I think it needs to get back to 690s or 688s for even to look at an upside move here. But I think you might get a little bounce here towards, let's say, 678s and then see it flush right back down through that 670. I'll be looking for shorts on Tesla, but I'm going to be looking for it to kind of give a little fake rally. There should be, I'm actually looking for these fake bull runs where you get this rally at the open like we got on Friday, and then you see it crush down later in the day. So we got to be patient with the shorts. You could see some pushing on up because why? Because the SPY's already down drastically, even though some stocks are down more and the SPY should probably be lower than what it is right now. I think you might see a little bit of some bid up action right out the gates and then boom, smack down to continue on the downside. We'll see what's going on out there. Let's catch up with the chat. What's going on in the chat? What are you guys looking at? What are you guys taking a look at today?
They're still discussing your knife throwing comment. We've moved to chainsaws. We're discussing terminal velocity here of the speed of a falling knife. So you've really opened up a can, Mitch. Not a whole lot of stock talk going on. You know, one of the things that I will mention, I see Amber Turd in the wall.
Did you leave a turd on my bed, bro? Come on, bro. You left a turd on my bed, bro? Come on.
No. Okay. Anyway, so Amazon here, you know, we talked quite a bit about what's Amazon going to do after it splits. How's it going to trade? The first day after that split, it did push up a little bit here. Now it's actually turned around. We're down 20 points from that day, if I'm not mistaken, right? We got as high as 128. We're down more than that, 24 points here. So this is the type of action that I expected to see. The other thing is that this is definitely trading with the overall market, right? So Amazon, I look for this test to the downside. This breaks beneath 100. I would imagine you'd have people starting to nibble here at longer term positions. One more thing to keep an eye on. We open here in 6 minutes, just under 6 minutes here. So one more thing to keep an eye on here is going to be your VIX. VIX is at 33 right now. This really needs to go to 40 plus to induce panic. I'm not saying that we do that today. I don't know if we will. We'll watch that, but VIX is definitely going to be one of the other tickers that I'm watching here.
It's going to be a tough market. I think I'm going to actually be looking Amazon also. I think Amazon can get to that 100, and then we might get a little bit of a bounce here. I did see mentions in the chat about Baba. Let's take a look here. So one of the things that I've drawn is where the DD push happens. So I think we could get a retrace towards that area. That's going to be near that 100 price point. Then I'm going to be looking to see if we catch a bounce. Really, we need to get some more positive catalysts out of China. Recently, we've gotten some good catalysts, but now you got some lockdowns mentioned. So I'll give you guys that kind of news here. So China is reimposing COVID-19 restrictions just weeks after it lifted a strict lockdown in its financial capital. Beijing local government said that the outbreak was linked to a popular bar, and it's proven to be more difficult to control than previous clusters. So you be careful with those popular bars out there, guys. But NIO also, just to give you guys some insight, at least on the NIO, they did send out an invitation for a virtual product launch that's going to be held on June 15th. But we know June 15th, that's Wednesday with that FOMC meeting. Just be careful out there. But NIO did kind of mention a virtual product launch. But Baba here pulling on back there. We'll see if it can hold 100. If you take a look at JD, I would look for it to fill this gap here where we got this gap on up here. And so it could fill this gap pulling on back here towards, let's say, 57.35s around there. We'll see if JD kind of clears that gap and then comes back on up. PDD also has a gap on up here. It's a smaller one. It's a really small one. So I'd look for maybe a move towards like 53 on PDD, but definitely seeing some pullback in some of these China stocks. And if you really take a look at it, the China markets got hammered, European markets got hammered, and now we're seeing how the American market has been getting hit also. So pay attention. We'll see what happens out there, but definitely reimposing lockdowns could have even further negative effects on Tesla, because I think that's a headline that isn't put out there right now, but it should be, because they talked so much of red flags last time they had lockdowns. They had issues on getting materials to make the vehicles that they're trying to make in Shanghai. I think this is going to further affect them producing vehicles out of Shanghai. So this could hurt them in the long run, as you're seeing Tesla really struggle. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at some other news. If you guys got a stock you guys want to check on out,
I do have a PSA that I want to give real quick, Mitch. We open here in about 2.5 minutes. I actually retweeted one of my mentors earlier with a very prudent warning. On mornings like this, when the market's down considerably and we're going to have kind of a crazy open here, make sure your platform is working before you're starting to do some of these day trades, especially if you're doing it with size, because a lot of the times we've seen it before with all brokers, not specific. I'm not picking on any one broker here. We've seen it with all of them. They can get bogged down, especially at the open. Oh no. Let me turn my phone off. That ain't gonna work.
Oh no.
Did someone just Slack call us?
No, nobody's Slack called. I take phone calls during the day for my regular job.
Oh, it was from your screen. I thought it was mine.
I didn't have it muted because I didn't have
I was going to take it live, man. Let's do it.
No, we
no,
we don't.
You're live here on YouTube.
The PSA here is make sure that your broker is responsive and not getting bogged down. Don't get caught in a trade and then have your broker force you to take an L and want to call it. Just make sure everything's working first. If you have to trade one share, trade one share. If you're under the PDT, I'm trying to think of a good way to get around that. I mean, try to test the responsiveness in any way that you can. Just be really careful. And if you have to sit on the sidelines for 15 minutes, do it. Don't get yourself in trouble.
It's a good call. It's a good call for sure.
All right. WK asking me about what military/weapon stock do you keep an eye on? With us handing weapons to Ukraine, I think someone got to be making money on the arms. A lot of that's probably going to be private, probably WK, where you're seeing that. But if you did want to go after something, maybe you could go after Lockheed Martin. But honestly, this is looking like a pullback. He needs to hold support here around 425s today and start seeing a move going back to 450s. So take a look at that. If you want to kind of draw a trend line here from the top here and start seeing that you get a push towards 430s, yeah, that could be a little bit of a bounce to go off of. I think 425 is a good level to find some bounce and see it come back on up towards the 450s. We'll see if it actually can get on up there.
I want to take this one here real quick. He's asking you, Mitch, so go ahead and give Dan an answer here. Dan's asking, Mitch, what do you think of Costco right now? I actually really like Costco. I'm a fan of adding Costco on weakness. It's an expensive stock, so I normally plan myself out of doing it. But I like Costco. I look for this to be higher in the future.
All right. So what I would do,
today, folks. Big gap.
I'll do a quick look here for me. I'd be looking at that 61.8 retracement towards 426, and then if it can hold there and not break through the kind of the the May 20 low, then you'll be fine there. But if it does break through there, you could easily be at 400, if not back down to 300. And I think what you have to worry about here is necessarily demand destruction coming on in. Consumers still need food, right? But there's going to come a point in time where even the average consumer is going to start kind of cutting back on purchases. So you got to be careful with stocks like Costco.
The one other side to that, you're absolutely right on that, Mitch, and that can actually apply to a lot of stocks across the sector. But the one thing that I've noticed, demand destruction is absolutely affecting me. I'm definitely trying to buy less. I'm part of the consumer that's revolting against the high prices and all of that stuff. Gas is involved in everything. We know the whole story. But my demand destruction has actually forced me to consolidate my spending at a place like Costco. And so that's the one thing that I think that name has going for it. You can maybe even apply that to Walmart as well, but just something else to think about.
All right, guys, we're going to see a little bit of a run right out the gates here, at least from what I'm seeing it in tech. NVIDIA making a little bit of a push there. That was going to be the one that I was going to look at for maybe potentially a play here right out the gates. We'll see what happens. Like always, let's pay attention. I think you might see a little bit of a quick run and then eventually see that kind of pullback, but let's go ahead and let's keep it going. If you guys see stocks that are making moves, throw it up in the chart and we'll see what happens.
Apple, Zunaid talked about it briefly, I believe, this morning here. Apple looks like it is pushing off of the low out of the open here. I do not know if this is going to be sustainable. I'm sitting on the sideline here a little bit.
Yeah, I'm
not diving into things. It's nasty out there, so we'll see. But Apple is bouncing out of the open here.
I'm looking to see if SPY can get over this 381, which is above VWAP itself. And again, we mentioned that level of holding of pre-market, and so far it has. I'm going to take a couple of contracts here. It could be a quick stop out. I'm going to go ahead and grab the 380 puts. My stop loss will be about 381.30s. I got filled at 257.
All right, how's our overall market here? Are we getting a little bit of a ride on up? Yeah, we are getting a little bit of a ride on up. I actually might try to ride this for a quick trade here. It's a quick scalp type of trade here in AMD here at the VWAP around 91.50s here. Doesn't look too bad there for a trade. Let's see if I can get in here. I wasn't able to get 50s here. Needed a little bit of a pullback.
All right, SPY is above 381. I'm going to go ahead and stop out here. I got stopped out at 236. I got in at 257, stopped out at 236.
I'm going to try.
Missed that one, guys. Look at this. It would have been a nice trade. It was trying to get in there at 91.50s there. Wasn't able to get the trade in there, and it's already up there towards 91, 92. I would have been selling half now and look for a little push. What you got, Lord?
We got Hills, HILS here. This is going to be halted. 145. So I'm not in this. Like I said, I was sitting a little bit on the sidelines. What's interesting here is that this ran pretty much up to the pre-market high and through it, and then halted here. So I don't like being in halts. I don't like halt fests, but worth noting here.
Did you call this one? Did you talk about this one in the pre-market?
Hills?
Yeah.
You mentioned it.
Yes. This was one of the ones that we charted here this morning.
Damn, look at that. The reason I asked is because that's on me then. Just held $1. I mean, this is my type of play. Damn, missed it.
Well, I mean, Zunaid, one of these days, maybe you'll start listening to me a little bit more and things will be good.
Hey, look, majority of my small sorry, I don't know if we blocked this. Majority of my small cap plays come from you. So my apologies. You know how Monday morning gets with emails and things.
Yo, where's Joel? Other channel is not live. Shelly, good morning, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Hit him up on his Spoos Twitter. Hit him up.
Wait, he has another show that he does?
Of course, bro.
He takes views from us.
Pre-market prep plus, bro.
I didn't know that. That's on Benzinga, or he has his own service?
It's his own channel.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah. All right, taking a look to see if BTU can come on back through 25 today, guys. Wanted to pay attention to that. See if we can get back on up.
AERC, good call out here, W. That is absolutely moving here. We did have a red to green move here. Not sure where we go from here. Again, I'm kind of just waiting a little bit.
All right, nothing into the green yet, guys. Looking at defensives to see if those can start moving on up. Coke looking decent right here out the gates, but looking at other stocks to see if we can actually get some lift here. The only one that I'm seeing out there is tobacco. Tobacco is wacko, though, so I'll try to stay away from it. But BTI moving on up today. Miami options. What are you looking at, Miami?
All right, let's go ahead and I'm gonna try to take that short that I had earlier. Where the hell?
Tesla
did it go?
dumped. Yeah, Tesla rejecting that 678, kind of the level that I gave in pre-market, the 680 level. We're going to look for it to kind of come right back up there. I wanted to reject one more time before we really start seeing that decline, but let's see what's going on out there.
I'm back in the puts of the test of SPY, the 380 puts expiring today. I got filled at 257. My stop loss is going to be a bit wider now. It's going to be above the crack of 282. So I'm giving it a point. And obviously, the closer that we get to that point, I will add a little bit more because my risk reward will be much, much better. And let's go ahead and take a look at what Apple's doing because that's another one that I want to go short.
All right, guys. Taking a little bit of a scalp type of trade.
8 ERC
here.
through 13. Sorry.
No, I'm taking the scalp here, guys, off of 37.86 here on ARKK. You guys see me? You guys see me stepping up to the plate on the ARKK trade?
Lewis
Kind of
Hamilton.
a little bit of reversal out there.
Lewis Hamilton took Zunaid's call on Friday to the bank. Great job, Lewis. Way to go.
Lewis.
4,000 on Friday using Apple.
He needs to work on his back right now. Lewis hurt his back in the last race, so
that's
there you
awesome.
go. That'll help for the back.
Way to go. That's awesome.
All
Congratulations.
right, looking for a little
on
scalp
that.
trade here on ARKK.
Apple pushing
Doesn't
to
look
the
too
highs.
bad.
Yeah, Apple's pushing up right now. Looking to see if it's going to break high a day, which is about 134s. So if you want to go short, this is not a bad spot. And of course, if it goes ahead and breaks 134, you can go ahead and get out. Matter of fact, let's see what it behaves here. Do I want to take a shot? I'm going to go ahead and take a quick shot here. Might get stopped out real quick, but I got filled at... Wait, what the hell is that? 242 is my fill. Sorry. E-trade being weird. 242 is my fill on the Apple puts, the 132s. And my stop loss will be about 134.30s.
All right, there's a nice lift there in ARKK. I'm going to take profits into this move here, guys. This is just a scalp type of play here. So once we get closer towards the 38.25s, I want to take some profit.
8 ERC, big pull here. Big pull on 8 ERC. It did take out 13. Next spot is going to be about 13.50. This is moving so fast. I want to play this, but like it's moving so fast. I keep hearing the little voice in my head say, "Don't do it, Ryan. Don't do it. You're going to get yourself in some trouble."
Hey, it happens. It happens. And one of the things is as you get more skill and more experience, you'll start learning to kind of really trust that opinion, right, Ryan? It takes a little while to kind of really trust it. But I think it's an important thing also. Eventually, sometimes you have your inner red flags that go off, and sometimes you just got to listen to that.
Yeah, the Apple puts are up only about 8% or so. I want a little bit more than that. I wanted to kind of at least try to test the 133s or maybe the 133.25s, but it might go ahead and crack right back above 134s, which would go ahead and stop us out.
Nice VWAP fade on Lucid, guys. If you guys like that trade, I love that trade. That's one of my favorite ones here. Not liking this reversal there in ARKK. Just going to take it out there. Could have got about 20 cents on the profits. Ended up losing about 8 cents on the trade, but just wasn't there. And I mean, it would have been just a little scalp there. It's okay. I'll take the small 8-cent loss. Glad I got out there because you can see it came down all the way to 37.70s, and next thing you know, that would have been a 20 or 30-cent loss. Not the way to do it, but
so remember, sorry, Mitch. I was.
No, you're good. You're good.
Hills was halted. That's now open now. HILS. That's open and going towards the highs here. I'm not in this. I'm not into a halt halt fest here. EKSO, this looks like this is curling. I actually would really like for this to take out 220 here. I'm long just a tad here at 204, looking for a push up towards VWAP. VWAP we have at 218. I actually reduced my size this morning, given everything that's going on, so keep that in mind. I am long EKSO 204 here, looking for 220-ish.
Starting to see that downside action coming into play here. Just be careful on out there, guys. Starting to really see that coming in.
The SPY puts that we went ahead and grabbed, they're now up at 16%. So go ahead and scale out
boom.
there. Got filled at 256, currently trading at $3 almost, $2.99 to be exact. And there's $3 on the ask. And then the SPY puts, the Apple puts are up now 10% as well. I'm going to go ahead and try Hills here, a little bit of risk. Got Hills. Let's see if we can get that move towards $2. All right, I'm going to go ahead and scale out as some SPY here. One position. You're out. There we go. Filled out on SPY. Man, my E-Trade's got to stop acting up. 311. 311. I'm out. Half my size. Now you've got the Apple puts that are up about 15%.
I was trying to get short on Apple there.
Lows.
Slacking on the speed today.
Did not break lows there on Apple. My fill on Hill, by the way, is about 173. Stop loss is below 150. I have a very small size just because this could yank all the way, and I don't want to.
That's what I'm doing too, Zunaid. I think that's really smart. Just lower your size. You can still trade the action.
Yep.
Roku getting crushed. Tesla getting crushed. I like this trade in Apple. If it can go one more time to 3360s and reject from getting above that level, I'll start getting short on Apple. We'll see what happens here.
EKSO trading up to its VWAP here. We're getting pretty close. Some pretty big volume here. I'm not going to let this trade go red if it turns around here. Remember, long 204. Want to see a test of this 220 area. Break above would be great. Let's see it. At 217 offer right now, looks like there's a pretty big seller there.
All right, guys, AMD's looking like it just broke down a 1 minute pattern. It looks like it wants to start coming on down here. So I'm seeing that weakness there. Seeing Apple try to get back above this 133.60s. I'm going to give this 1 minute candle a moment to try to close above that. If it closes above that, we don't get short. If it doesn't, I'm going to go ahead and start trying to hammer Apple on the downside. SPY is off the support, so keep eye on that.
I'm sorry. Out EKSO here. There's a decent bid at 210. So if you have any size, maybe you want to hit that. Wait for this to reset up. Mitch, I'm sorry to interrupt.
You're good, man. Yours is quick.
Here. One for one on the trade. Reduced size, not a whole lot of money, but you know what? We'll get green on the screen.
Nice job. Went ahead and added some Hills here at 158.
Yep, lots. All right, we just got to be careful.
Apple with the trick there, guys. Closed it for a second underneath 133.60s, which is already back up there towards 134 now and pushing hard. Definitely a trap there.
SPY's trying to get back above VWAP, and this is exactly why we scale out the way that we did.
Trappy markets. What do you expect, guys?
That's the only green I've seen today. Thanks, Ryan. You're welcome, Roland. We're gonna keep trying to find some more moving here. Chris, but doing a vertical here on the SPY, right? So you're doing the weeklies. This is the weeklies. Let me see if I can pull this up. I'm trying to understand the trade. I think this is the Wednesday weekly. I'm sorry, 15 June. Yeah, that's the ones that those are the weeklies. They expire on Wednesday. So you're looking to buy one vertical, the 372 put, and you're selling the 371. I think based on what you're saying there.
All right, guys, we got over 800 people watching us. Smash the like for me, guys. You can keep going.
SPY
only 100 likes. Let's go, guys. Come on, smash it on up.
We're not doing a great job, Mitch. Obviously, if we only have
that's
100 likes, we're
not
really
what
not living up to what we should be doing.
that's not what it should be. You should hit the like just for being a part of the team.
Hey, I agree, but I'm just we're just going off the data that we're given.
That's just how it is right now. I expect
AERC just keep continuing to go here. AERC, this big time move here. I'm not in this, by the way. EXO went higher, by the way. It's amazing.
My average price on Thinkorswim on Hills is about 159. My average price on E-Trade is about 173. I'm going to go ahead and scale some out here on Thinkorswim at 167. Take my 9-cent scalp real quick. The rest I'm going to hold to see if we get a break of 182. 190s is where I want to go ahead and sell. And there's SPY, the cracking above VWAP, which means I am going to go ahead and get myself out of here. Well, actually, no, I'll wait to see if it cracks above 382.
Reopening trades, guys, are just getting hammered. Just to give you guys the insight on there, guys, airlines, cruise lines, housing, lodging, just getting crushed. RCL looked like an opportunity just for a second there, but it's already broken through the VWAP, so there's not much there right now. But definitely, you guys, CCL down about 7%, AAL down big, now down to 1388. You take a look at it, we're heading right down towards those pandemic lows. Who's to say it's going to stop right now? JetBlue already down there to $9, guys. This one got down towards about $7 in the pandemic. We'll see if they can get on down there. But definitely struggling today, as you're seeing a lot of downside action in the industrials.
Here we go. You've got Hills now at 177s, looking to break that 182 and head higher.
Yep, sure is. EKSO pulled back to its VWAP too. 182 is the high spot that I have, by the way.
Where's my SPY? There's my SPY. Might grab one more here. All right, come on. Need about 3 more cents to break the session highs on this. Again, around 190s is where I look to get out more size. Here, let me put up Hills on the right-hand side here.
All right, there's Apple coming right back down.
All right, 182s. Come on. Crack it. Crack it. Yeah, keep in mind here, I'm going to put up a 3-box because I am in 3 positions here. I'm in Hills, long, SPY, short, Apple, short. So these are my 3 plays at the moment.
I took a little Hills here. I got filled at 180, down instantly. Oh, God. That is such a bad buy. Such a bad buy.
Yeah, it came right back down to the 173s now.
Tesla with a nice VWAP reject there, guys. Nice VWAP reject there on Tesla. NVIDIA also setting on up if it doesn't break out here for a kind of flip right back down towards the short side. We'll see what happens there. I would let it try 162 one more time. And if it fails there, it's going to start looking really weak.
All right, SPY coming back down. Remember, we added to this position at the 250s. So now my average price on this one is 259. We already scaled some out at 311s. And, of course, we scaled out our apples as well. So, again, it's just all about scaling out and coming back in at the right risk rewards.
Hills trying to curl back up towards the top here. What's incredible here, I mean, that pull was nasty. I'm still in it. Again, reduced size and everything, so it's not the end of the world. What's crazy here is that the buying has not really stopped. And I know that this was just a buyback here, but buying really hasn't stopped. This thing takes out 182 now. I think we probably pop 190. This might attempt to attack 2, which would be crazy. Here, the buying volume just here we go, and now we're breaking to new highs here.
There we
Amazing.
go. There we
Amazing.
go. 190s. I'm gonna go and scale out some
I'm
here. Like I
I'm
said.
yeah, I'm out. I'm oh my god, I can't believe I just got that back and got profit on top of that. Holy smokes, 2 for 2.
I love
Wow.
it. I love it. And keep in mind, this one bounced from a dollar, so it's almost a 90% move on this one. Now 190 seems to be
Wow.
resistance there. There's 191s.
I think we're going to 2 here on Hills, folks. I think there, or at least a test there. At least a test there. Wow, what a wild morning so far.
All right, someone's mentioning Baba at 100. So 100. So I mean, it should bounce here from 100, maybe about 50 cents or so at the very least. But if not, you can absolutely look to go short below the $100 level on Baba. I'm going to stick with my Apple trade here since we already made money on. We've made money on all 3 of these stocks so far today. So I'm going to kind of play with the winners and play with house money, so to speak.
Gotta laugh about this stock. The Build-A-Bear, baby. The Build-A-Bear market.
Dawn flirting with trying to go through its VWAP here. It'd be interesting to see if we could do it. This one's spread a little bit more. This one really is moving back and forth kind of quick here. Looks like it's trying to reclaim VWAP, which is currently acting as resistance. If we can get through VWAP, maybe we have a new support.
And you've got Hills going right back down to the 167s. This is exactly why you scale out and you do not get greedy. Scale out, scale out, scale out. 194s is your high. I'm not going to add here as much as I want to because I don't want to ruin my great day so far. 150 would be my risk off level. And you can see the SPY trying to go above 380.52, which also happens to be near VWAP as Apple creeps up towards the 134s.
Hey, Matty Ice, way to stick with your conviction. Way to stick with your conviction. Having a great day today. Finally, my long put calendars profited after 2 weeks of seeing red. Matty, you have been outlining your thesis here quite frequently. Way to go. Glad you're getting paid on your trade.
Yeah, the only thing that I would note there is that remember, what you got to do is just stick to the trade there, right? And don't believe, just stick to the system that you took. And if you take the trade, yes, sometimes there's going to be a lot of noise around that trade. But if you can stick to the systematic trade that you took, that's what matters there. And then you're able to just focus on the numbers versus focusing on the noise out there in the market. But hell yeah, Maddie, get that ice.
And Dawn, by the way, looked like it tried to pop through VWAP, got pulled, and is now sinking. So not in that. Waiting for that to materialize. We'll see if we get another trade. That one looking a little tough right now.
Can I'm gonna set a new test. Can I find a single industry that is in the green today?
Let's see. I'd be curious.
Look at the defensives. We're
Is
gonna look
even
at the
energy
bottom
down?
right. The bottom right
Oh, yeah.
is the industries here. So let's go through it. Technology, no. Communication services, no. Industrials, no. Utilities, no. Consumer cyclicals, no. Financial services, no. Healthcare, no. Real estate, no. Basic materials, no. Energy, no. Not a single industry in the green today. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen this, at least in my trading career. So, not touching a single stock, at least to the upside right now. It's up to you guys, but I'm not.
You've got Hills coming down to the 163s. SPYs trying to break low a day. It's about a point away. Interesting to see SPY below VWAP and Apple well above.
The DVD industry. The Redbox industry, bro. That's the only thing up.
Yeah, what is it at $17? I think something like
Dude,
that.
that is such a trap right now. That is such a trap. That's as trappy as a stock gets, guys. The problem with this, guys, is that someone's manipulating the hell out of this stock. With its low float, high short interest, that's what you see out of the stocks like this. When stocks have really low float, when stocks have probably over 50% of this is shorted. So That's when you start seeing reactions like this. But I talked about this yesterday on my Sunday. I did a little Sunday streaming chart, and this is that fifth wave. You shouldn't see too much more after this. It would need to go into correction mode and then come back on up. So I think this is a really good short opportunity. If there's even shorts available, I gotta see how that's.
Well, see. So, Mitch. So I was thinking the same thing.
That's the problem. There's no shorts probably
and
available.
There's momentum. I mean, these things can be whatever they want. They can be so irrational. And if you short something that's got a momentous run, you're opening yourself up to some pain.
Yeah, even though I think on a stock like Redbox, I mean, you're still leaving yourself some window there that there's no reason for this stock to be up here. But like always, determine what market environment you're in. In certain market environments, I think, you don't want to ever short a monster rip like this. But in certain market environments like we are now, I think this wouldn't actually be the worst. But it's always up to you to determine your risk.
Yeah. No question. And real quick, just taking a look around here, we had a high of 33.28 on the VIX. That seems to have kind of backed off that high a little bit. We are holding here. If we take a look at SPY real quick, we're holding this level. We are beneath 380, but we seem to be holding that 380 level. We'll see if this breaks down any further. AERC pushing towards the highs. I see Sal in the chat saying AERC is moving. You may want to look at it. Sal, we have been talking about it since the very open. Believe me, we are keeping an eye on all of the stocks that are moving. Redbox, the same deal too, right? Redbox definitely sold off here, pushed back up through 16. Mitch just gave you a potential short idea on it.
Yeah, I would look for a kind of little push back towards 1740s and then completely failing right back down to 15. Then you could start looking for that VWAP type of fade off of this.
Do I have a call?
Resistance should come into play. And so what I would look for is a high wick by 17, but the body to close below 1682. That's the pre-market low from the pre-market action.
Stuart saying this could be a dip and rip, though. Trap all the retail bears. That's possible, Stuart. Now, this is a pretty huge move, and we are at support here. So worth noting. Just again, one of the reasons why I reduced my size today is because anything can happen. Anything can happen, including my broker, my platform taking a dive. Let's keep it clean. So just play the hand that it's dealt. I am definitely watching for that. If we hold this and we start moving towards the highs, that might be a way to play today.
Trying to find if I could get this red box here.
Yeah, Boeing. Wow, Boeing right to lows here, 118. The coronavirus low for Boeing was 89. Be interesting to see if we go back down there.
Come on, SPY. Just break low a day and come on down to the 378s, making us play games here. By the way, Hill's right back up. Let's go ahead and see what NVIDIA is doing.
Sorry, Voodoo saying, Ryan, a SPY needs to pin 380. If it can't hold, there's a lot of air down there to 349. You're exactly right. 350, 360 is going to be my level there for SPY if we break lower. The question here, Voodoo, is do we do this today, right? Do we inflict some pain, trade down to 380? Tomorrow, maybe trade up a little bit. Then, oh, gosh, we saved it. Long start piling in. Boom, crash to lows. I mean, we've seen it all, so we'll see. I do think eventually we go down towards 350, though.
Come on, SPY.
Thinking about paying up for some locates on Redbox, but I don't do this often. It's expensive right now.
How much?
I'm looking at it on different platforms. Let me see if I can find the cheapest right now. It's close towards freaking $1 or a little bit over than $5 here. And that would be on like 50 shares. So I don't pay to do shorts often. I look for easily shortable stocks. That's why you'll see me mention stocks like Tesla. But Redbox there already up to 1740. So it would need to retrace pretty good amount here.
On my Apple put here, I'm going to go to get out. We already scaled this one out on profit. I'm going to go and close this one out. It got filled out at 223. Still in my SPY puts. Trying to break 380s right here. We're currently up about 6%. So you have to pay $1 per share.
No. It would be about $5 off of the 50 shares. So it wouldn't be too much there on that locate. But the problem there is that I don't feel like messing with Redbox. Redbox is definitely being manipulated. And you can see there, someone brought in there, 600,000 shares. I think this is dark pulling action. And so when you're dealing with dark pulling action, unless you could actually see the dark pulls, it's just hard to battle against a stock that has that low float type of stock here. And you're seeing it, it goes up there about 70 cents, and then it's already back down 70 cents. That is just trappy as it can be there. And I'm just going to stay away from that. If you guys want to trade it, go for it. I'm just going to stick off of that. I'm just going to go ahead and take a look at what else is bouncing out there.
You
but
got
definitely
SPY coming back up.
It's just a trappy market. There's not much. Actually, from the open, we haven't been doing much. The only thing that you could have been probably trading is oil to the downside, basic materials to the downside, and real estate. Other than that, technology has been kind of sideways. It's come down, but not massive. Even Apple is still going upwards right now. Microsoft is going upwards. So is Google. And so these stocks are down, but they're not actually getting hit hard. The only one that is kind of down below the VWAP a significant amount is Meta. You look at NVIDIA, it's like hanging out there around the 160s. So it hasn't really gone either. ASML looks like it's trying to go up. Adobe trying to go up. Let's take a look here, because I know CRM reports after the bell, and you see CRM kind of up or down right now, and you see Adobe kind of setting on up here for a breakout. Let's see if it does break out towards the upside. If not, if it rejects this pattern, we could look for maybe a short.
Sorry, Mitch. AUVI took out the spot at 310 while you were talking here and is pushing higher.
MGH.
We'll see if there's any room above it here. 310 was definitely the spot. We'll see if they yank it. They've done that before here on AUVI.
I'm going to go ahead and take a shot here at Redbox to the long side. Stop loss will be below 16s. Looking for a break of $18. And SPY to the downside. There we go, baby. There we go. Come on. Here we go. Looking to break that $18 on Redbox. I'm going to go to scale some out here at 1789s. Excuse me, 1791s is my fill. Got out half size. Looking for a break of 18. Come on. Let's get to $20 on this one. There's a break of 18 now, currently at 1805. Already out half. I'm going to look to scale out some more, maybe around 19s. Let me go ahead and pull that up here on Apple or RDBX.
Looks like, of course, the Reddit teams on out there are definitely talking to big stuff about this. I'm looking into it here. Some people are saying that, and I mean, it depends on what platform you're reading, but they're saying that some of the float is shorted up higher than 100%, like kind of what you saw in GME and AMC. So it's just too manipulated there. Just be careful out there, guys.
Well, I'm glad you did not try to short it and pay those locate fees.
No, it's just like Ryan said. Sometimes you gotta tell yourself, right? If this is going to be an absolute monster, or even if it has the potential to be, maybe it's not worth the risk. I would agree with what Ryan referred to earlier.
Yeah, that's what
even
I'm saying.
though
Sometimes you gotta.
I was thinking
it's
about it.
on your end.
You gotta go through your whole thing there, and right there, it just doesn't make sense. And then when the stock's going up 70 cents, down 70 cents,
AUVI.
It's too difficult.
Out AUVI there. Whew.
Redbox, man, come on, break that 18, baby, come on.
Another spot here on AUVI is 320. They took out the huge spot at 310, brought in a huge bidder. Next big ask is at 320. I'm out of this here on just a little scalp, just trying to put money together on a day like today.
All right. And don't forget, you've got the SPY trying to break low a day here. Hopefully, I'm hoping it gets to about the 378s. And there's our Redbox coming right back down. This is exactly all you want to scale out. Now it's at 1745s on Redbox. But you guys, it's Monday, so of course we'll have futures trading at 11 o'clock. So I'm going to skip out around 10:45 and then come back to greet you guys and take you to futures trading with Jim Cagnina. And definitely interested to see what levels he has in mind for me to keep an eye out.
All right, interested here in a short on Adobe. Just going to give it a second here.
PBTS, just new high here. Took that at 133, looking for a very quick scalp here. PBTS. That came right off the relative volume scanner, by the way, pushed right up towards high. You know, I'll say for a day that, you know, looked like it was going to be really, really bad right at the opening and the futures last night, we're finding stuff to play, at least in the meantime. That's important.
Don't forget, though, every industry's in the red, Ryan.
Yeah, nope, that's right. You know, you're right about that. But what I'm saying is we're still finding ways to be successful, even when that's the case. That's key.
I mean, there's always going to be plays. That's one thing that you can
exactly,
never, guys. There's always going to be an opportunity, just like there will always be another opportunity if you miss one.
And AUVI, nice call out there. I am Wissig. We are at the highs here. AUVI.
All right, guys, we got Adobe at 38.323s here, guys. 38.323s. Short Adobe here. This is a pattern rejection short. And so the stock gave 4 attempts to break out. You guys know my rule of 4. And now it's rejected the trend line. Now I'm getting short off of that. We don't want to get it past 38.415s. 384.15s. That's going to be the risk. So we're about risking almost a point, but we're looking for a move back down towards 380s.
PBTS hot throughs. I'm sorry, Mitch.
You're good.
It's wild to just keep pushing.
Keep it going, man.
AUVI more highs. PBTS highs. I'm 140 here. I'm in at 133. Would like to get 10 cents out of this. Almost there. 142. See if they hit this block. Nope, they yanked it back off that block. I'm actually going to take this here and wait for this to set up again. I can't believe this. How am I 3 for 3 so far?
I believe in you, Ryan. I'm not surprised.
No, I'm 4 for 4. I hit AUVI. That was for pennies, though. EXO, Hills, and PBTS. Wild.
All right, big important price coming in here on the SPY now, guys. Let's take a look here at the chart, right? And so there's a full pattern here developing. It's trying to get back above the VWAP and start ripping up. Let's see what happens if it rips up or it comes back down through the support. And so for me, it needs to either break below 379.24, 25, you can put it there, or above, let's say, this second resistance. No, we're not going to go to the first resistance because it could reject off of there. So we'll do 381 on the upside. Anything above 381, we can continue to see some upside move. Anything below 379, I would look for that downside action. Adobe starting to look good for me here, coming on back down through the 382s. Let's let it break through VWAP and just start flushing down. That's what we'll look for. Let's go ahead. Let's keep it going here.
After scaling out, you now have Hills at 145s. That's below 150. So I'm stopped out there. And now SPY's short is what I'm mainly trying to bank on here.
Thank you,
and of
Jessica.
course, still in Redbox as well. After scaling out, still in half the size on Redbox.
Remind me what your trade is on Redbox.
Sure. Let me tell you my fill. Give me a sec here. My average on Redbox is 17.21. My stop loss is below 16.
Okay, so you're long side 1721 right here. Gotcha.
Yep, we took some profits at the where is it? 1790s.
Can anything go into the green today? It's just bleeding out there, guys.
Yeah, it is.
Look, if everything wants to be red, that's fine. As long as my portfolio is green, I do not care.
So I'm 4 for 4 on day trades. I am deep red today. All right, I am holding some swings that are down, just on normal, nothing.
Oh, I was like, wait. I was like, what?
I am down overall on the day, given the stuff that I'm holding. But
your
the
day trades, you're
short-term
green.
day trades I've made, I'm up.
Okay, good. When you said 4 for 4, I thought you meant profit. So when you said that, I was like, wait a minute, what? By the way, here's Redbox coming right back down at 1637s. Below
The VIX
VWAP
is
now.
green. Nando. Oh, Nando. Mitch, you asked for something that's green. Nando gave you the VIX. Get some.
I might go ahead and try. No, I'm not. I'm not going to add here. I'm not going to add here.
Where's the VIX at? We got 30s yet? What we got?
Yes, we're at 32. We had a high of 33.28 earlier today. Yes.
Seems like it.
So, Zunaid, just to kind of clear some stuff up, 4 for 4. Those are trades that I've opened and closed today. So
to the
that's
green side, yeah.
Yeah, and I try to do that, right? I try to separate my shorter term trades from my swing trades or my investments because I want to know how I'm doing with that type of trading versus a longer approach, right? And obviously, days like today, the swings that I have are
your longs are in the same account that you day trade with.
Say again.
Your longs are in the same account that you day trade with.
Yeah. I'm just able to kind of, I mean, some of them, like I have a longer term core Apple position that's not in this account. I don't want to be shaken out of that position for any reason.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
Order
the
out
account
to
that I
take
use to trade, though. I'm sorry, I keep talking.
No, you're good. You're good, dude.
No, you're good, dude.
Keep going.
You've got SPY again back at 2s. The ones that we added around the 250s. I'm going to go ahead and take some here at 3010. Or 3010, excuse me. 310 is my fill on the out there. As the market has gone to low of MF day, baby.
All right, guys.
SPY breaking down now.
Just took half off of that Adobe trade. Not a bad trade there. Going to look to see if it can continue working here. If not, we'll just go ahead and take the green there. Not a bad little trade so far. Just took it off that support. Was like, okay, let's take some profit into this move. Took it at 30.8046. So now we're going to look for the clear 30.80 breakdown, and that's where I take the rest of it.
With Redbox below VWAP, I'm just going to go ahead and get out. Close this trade. Got closed at 1647s. I'm out of that. I've got nothing left on Thinkorswim. And on SPYs, downside. Now up about 30% on those SPY puts. Going to scale some more out here at 328. 328 out some more. And then the Apple puts currently up about 18% as well. Let's go.
All right, 30.8024 is 38.13s. Let's put it out right here. If we can get through the 30.80s, we'll take the rest of it off. And that will be a great trade for us on Adobe. About over 3 points on the trade there. There we go. Let's see if we can get here some 80s or 89s here. 379s. Looking for a little bid. The offer side is a little bit high here. Trying to get out on the bid side right now. See if I can be able to get a little bit of a dip into that fill.
ALT trader from last week pushing up towards highs here. I got a high from Friday session of 882. High from Thursday session was 845. So we're above that Thursday session high. We haven't taken out the Friday high. This looks strong today. A little bit thinner. This definitely would want to reduce your size, and we are at the high of the day today. So decent move here from 825.
Took profits there, guys. 30.8028.
I kind of want to try some of this, but
all right, not looking too bad. Nice little trade there to bounce back there.
Yeah, we mentioned Baba. If it breaks the 100, you could go ahead and get yourself a couple of points on the short side. You've got almost 2 points on that one, about $1.50 below 100 there, as Baba's trading at 98.65. Apple below
There's
VWAP.
that crack of Apple. I like that now. See if it comes back to VWAP here, and I'm going to use that last high, which is 133.92.
I'm going to watch.
Go ahead.
I know. I took a little bit of alt here at 871, hoping for a break. They immediately yanked it. I really reduced my size here. I want to see if this materializes in the next few minutes here. If it doesn't, I'll probably just stop out with a small loss, but I want to see it break above 871. If we challenge 882, that would be ideal. If we break above that, great. That would cause me to exit the trade. That's ALT, Alpha Lima Tango.
I said my target on the SPY was about 378. I'm about 30 cents away. Come on. Make me look like a genius for 10 minutes, please. I'm always just trying to look
I
like
think you're a genius
differentiate.
all the time anyway, buddy. Don't worry.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Always.
Long Ryan. I got you.
Hey, Long Ryan.
Is that a stock here? Let's go ahead and take a look.
Ryanair, isn't it?
Ryan Specialty Holdings.
Oh, Ryan's Specialty Holdings. I should look into what that is. Let's see if Benzinga Pro can shed some light on that. Formerly, Ryan Specialty Group Holdings is a service provider of specialty products and solutions for insurance brokers, agents, and carriers. Okay. Not much for insurance, but I do like my name. Okay. ALT through 871 now here. And ALT.
There's
the spot that we would actually need to see. The spot that we would need to see here is going to be 882. That would be our next test here. It's a little bit thinner too, so it might be difficult to day trade.
Went ahead and told you guys SPY 378 is what I wanted. We went ahead and got SPY 378.08. I'm going to go ahead and get out of everything except one single contract out at that contract at 344, holding on to one single one just to see if I can go ahead and see about 375s today or not.
Trying to get short zoom here. Looks really nice here. Take a starter here and look to add. I just took a starter there, looking to add here on Zoom. Starter short.
I do not want to compare myself to a crappy airline like Spirit or something like that. I've never flown Ryanair, so I don't know what it's like.
E2 compute. I've never flown Spirit or.
I think that's pretty funny though.
Someone asked about this. I think this is Mitch's screen because I ain't got nothing purple on mine.
What is purple? What the line?
That purple line on your chart.
Yeah,
it's 200 moving average SMA.
Well, they say purple column. I'm gonna assume they meant line.
Right here, RSI. So
it's either the
RSI or the moving day or the moving average 200 that's in the chart. Man, I would have liked to get that 104 entry around Zoom off the rejection of the VWAP, but we'll see what happens here. I think it could come back down there towards 102, and then if it does, 100's in reach. SPY breaking down there, guys. Guess what? We're gonna look like we're gonna get through that lows today. We're at 377 on the SPY. Kapow! I know a lot of people were thinking maybe those lows would hold up, but no, they did not, guys. No,
that's why we always talk about tests, Mitch, right? Because we're never sure if one of those lows or highs, for that matter, is going to hold. So we always talk about that spot getting tested.
The reality is, don't catch those knives outside.
The SPY didn't hold the lows, nor did your webcam. I'm gonna need you to refresh.
Your webcam is frozen. That also makes it hard to kind of figure out when he's done talking. So I'll try to go, and then he'll just keep talking. I'll be like, "Oh, Ryan, you're a jerk."
I try to.
No, my camera's not frozen. I'm just like that, you know.
No, you're not that stoic. No.
Try again. But as you keep trying to come back on your webcam, what indicators do I use? Good question. So the yellow line on mine is going to be the VWAP, right? So this yellow line that you see is going to be VWAP. And then I use Ripster's clouds, which you can see right there, leading EMA clouds. I'll give you the settings right there. There it is. Take a screenshot. 1, 2, 3. Capture.
Does he at least pay you for that?
There you go. I mean, I got it from Mercer for free, so he ain't got to pay me shit. And yeah, there you go. Hopefully that helps you out. And SPY to the downside. Now currently trading those puts at 380s when we got them at 259s. Love it. I love it.
Lord Byron, you are trading GMVD. Was that one of the pennies from this morning? I can't remember. Yes, it was. So it looks like that it's kind of pushing off that 50 spot here. Interesting.
No, because Lewis Hamilton, no, not to your end. No, because even a blind squirrel can find a nut. And you don't want to try to go the other way just because someone's going one way or another. You just want to simply look at the chart and go based off of that, period. So I'll give you an example. When I played the puts here pre-market, SPY had a very tough time getting above this 282 level. And that's where that was my ultimate stop out. So you can see every time it would get wicked, I would try to go ahead and get some calls knowing that ultimately this 382 would be my stop out level. And so that's what I looked at. It didn't matter to me if Mitch was bullish or bearish, or if Ryan was, or if anyone else on FinTwit was. I just simply cared about the chart and what it kind of told me. And I knew that 380 was support. So anytime it would come towards 380s, I would lock in some gains and I would grab some more around 382s, just try to play it in the middle and hope for a break. And we ultimately did get the break that I wanted towards the 378s, and we started to scale out. Similar thing with Apple, except on Apple, I did go ahead and get stopped out as it broke this level here, the 134.50s. I did get stopped out, then it came back in, and now we're waiting for a crack below 132.60s on Apple. So no, it doesn't matter to me what other traders, other investors on FinTwit, whatever, it doesn't matter to me.
All right, adding here to the Zoom short, guys. Adding to the Zoom short.
Pull up Zoom for you here.
So now I got 104 here. 104.
Wasn't Zoom at 60s and I came back? Yeah, I did come back.
That's why I'm taking a look at it. I think it could come right back through that 100 price point. Now we don't want to see it above VWAP. Go ahead.
Alt approaching that 882 spot. Looks like there was a bigger print at 881. Be interesting to see if we can get above this. I was also watching AUVI, which is curling here, not in that. M in alt here. Definitely do not advise chasing. That's exactly why. Look at that yank. Look at that pull. Oh man, it was enticing for so long, and then they yanked it right as I started to talk about it. So we'll see. They did start hitting that 880 spot. So it'll be interesting if they take this back to 880. I think we probably test 9. Otherwise, they just yank it and we probably don't come back here. We'll see. Look at GMVD. Whoever just called this one, great call, man. You are Lord Byron. You were on it. Big spot break there, pushing towards highs. Good stuff, Lord Byron.
There you go. Nice little pattern there too.
Chermo, done for the day. Took gains in Apple and Lucid. I think you meant AAPL, not APPL. I think that's a typo.
Lucid, baby. Good put there, Chermo.
Yeah, you're welcome, Chermo. Keep that green on the screen.
Cherry with the win. Put a cherry on it. Lucid now down to 1638, man. I think for some reason, I just feel like this stock is going to be in like the short term. It might go down to like $10.
Which one? I'm sorry.
Lucid. There's just nothing they can do to bring it back.
Bring it back. Bring it back. Feel you, man. Feel you.
It's way too high of a market cap there, guys.
Redbox has options?
Billion.
Ah, shit.
Redbox has warrants too. Don't forget.
Ah, shit.
I don't know how to play warrants.
You just add a W to the ticker.
No, I know, but like I don't know if like I go to sleep in for 10 minutes and I wake up with like 1,000 shares. I don't know how. You know what I mean?
No. Normally it has to trade above. You can check that out from the filings. It's actually a good lesson. It has to trade above a certain level for a certain amount of days for warrants to be exercisable. It's not as cut and dry as options, but it's the same thing.
Yeah. What are the warrants trading at?
Tremo, we're here to try and help. There's no question about it. Glad you're able to do it.
You've got $20 options trading at 240 on the ask while the stock is at 17. All right, bro.
Doesn't sound good to you, man?
You want to buy it from me?
Zunaid's like, I'll sell it to you, bro. Come through.
Well, you wanted to go short Redbox. I'm surprised you didn't just grab a put.
Yeah, I just don't go that way, bro.
There you go, Redbox. Pump it
I
up,
just
baby.
don't go that way.
You don't swing for that team?
No, I passed that team. They tried to sign me up, but
Let's go ahead and pull up Redbox, man.
Okay, let me get your screen up there.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate the tag. Expensive as crap
There
on
we
Redbox
go.
options.
Looking
what
good
they-
now in Zoom, guys. Zoom to the bottom, please. Look at this move. Pow! Ka-chow! Like my man said. He said I needed to do more of the. What was it? Let me scroll up here.
It was Chris. It was Chris talking about the sound like
Cars.
quotes from Cars. Yeah,
Yeah, from Cars. Ka-chow!
I've never seen that.
It's when he does a little like reflector. Like he like reflects. See the light. Let's go.
The final put that I have on SPY, I kind of want to get rid of it. See, that's the struggle here, man. I see that it's up like over. Now it's at $4. But I wanted to get to 375. I'm not going to be greedy. I'm going to go and sell out here. $4. I'm out of the last contract on the SPYs that we got at 259s out at 4. I am all out of puts on SPY.
I need to get my sound effects going again. I still haven't gotten my StreamYard up. I've just been really
Dude, you know what I
focused
realized?
on the
StreamYard
internet.
apparently doesn't work too well with the StreamYard.
Well, the Stream Deck. I got you,
Stream
those.
Deck,
And don't worry,
excuse me,
I'll teach you how to do it, the workaround that I use. So what I usually use is I use
Is that
OBS
OBS?
with it.
Yeah, that's what Enver was
so-
telling me. So that's what we're going to set up this week.
Yeah, that's all you got to do is use OBS, virtual camera, and then you can go ahead and get your inputs to go through and show up. But
Yeah, he was telling me about that.
Taking off alt here before I lose it. Alt not moving. I really think it needs to move through 882. We'll see if that sets up, but out alt flat here.
There you go. You've got Apple testing low of day and also testing the lows that we had pointed out. I think it was May 20th lows. That's what the crayon has here. And it's also the pre-market lows that it's looking to crash. But it is 10:26. I'm going to go ahead and take myself out because I do need to go ahead and prepare for futures trading. But I will be back around 10:55 to hopefully get you guys to hang out with me on futures trading. It's been a great, profitable day. We've all called some good stuff. It's good stuff out. The SPY puts were my biggest play for sure, as those are almost 100% gains. But always a pleasure, you guys. I'll be back in about 10-15 minutes or so, or 15-20 minutes or so.
smash up that like, guys. Don't miss Zunaid on the futures show. And if you guys want to learn a little bit of futures, just go on over. He's doing the same like you guys would be. So if you're kind of new to futures, or maybe you're an experienced trader in the futures game, definitely go ahead and check it on out. It's something that I definitely think that I need to learn a little bit more of, and I understand why Zunaid is dipping his toes. All right, what's going on out there, guys? How much of an indicator is MACD as you go to larger time frames? So MACD is going to be a measurement of kind of that momentum, the push into the stock. How hard is that push going right now? And so remember, MACD is never one way. And I mean, if you use it on a longer time frame, it is just going to be a little bit slower on the trends, but it does work. But remember, these are all to kind of give description, not a particular direction. And I think that's where people get it wrong. Those Apple puts, yeah, they're probably paying out now. Let me take a look here. Yeah, it looked good here once it finally broke back down between that 133.60s. But I mean, it's down to 132.84. We'll see how that kind of keeps trading right now as you see Apple come on down there. All right, let's take a look at the SPY. SPY down there at 376 now, just continuing to leak here as we continue to see some weakness all around. The Q's now down. Energy now down 4.5%, just getting killed out there. Oil today. So if you want to maybe take a look at the reverse oil trade, you can take a look at DRIP. DRIP has been pushing on up today, and it's made about what now? About an 8% move on up. So big day there for DRIP on the opposite side of oil today, as we're seeing the come down here.
That was one of the surprising things, Mitch, when you were talking earlier about everything being red. Or even energy was red at the time. By the way, VIX new highs here, 33.59. Your high print on the VIX as we go below 380 on the SPY. Also, quick administrative note in terms of long-term trading. I know we talk a lot about day trading. Long-term trading here, adding a little bit to my Portillo's position. I am definitely starting to build a long-term position in Portillo's, adding a little bit here on the sell-off. I will add on weakness when it comes to Portillo's, and I will do so in very, very small lots, trying to build up to a profitable position. So
keeping an eye on Zoom. We're back to VWAP. Just want to make sure we don't close above VWAP, because that's going to be an issue if we start closing above VWAP here. A rejection of VWAP is not a bad thing. You get what? 1, 2, 3 times to reject this. You just don't want to see a close, let's say, up here by 104.26. All right, taking a look on out there. It's a tough market on out there right now, guys. It's you can see a lot of stocks have been coming down, but there's not a serious kind of trend that we've gotten. We've got a lot of these stocks to come down in the pre-market. So we saw a little bit of a bounce. Now they've been coming right back down. The question is there a trend that will continue here so that we can attack it? There you go. Parabolic SAR. I like that. Bollinger Bands and MACD. It's a good combination there.
Yeah, CCJ, Chris, you're right. CCJ is getting hammered here. This, I think, had options recently. Let's see if I can find any in the. Yeah, Friday, May. Oh, that was in May. That was a couple of Fridays ago. I thought there was some more recently. Maybe I'm mixing it up with something else, but there were definitely some call sweeps in this name. This name really getting hit here.
Yeah, so when I've ever seen the market come down big recently, it's been when energy turns around and comes down. If there's one pattern that I've seen is that when we really have down days, it's when oil lets up. Because when oil lets up, I think it's been the only thing that's been holding us up. So you see it today.
Well, yeah,
what's on the bottom is basic materials and energy. The commodities trade, the energy trade, just getting smacked.
Energy, the only thing that's really kind of holding up, or the only thing that was really green this year, was the energy trade. So when that goes red, the traders that are going to have gains in there, they're going to take them. They're not going to let that just go red and wipe out all their gains. It's nasty out there.
Hex, you haven't heard of them? The BB, the Bollinger Band, and the MACD rap duo? Rap City, Bollinger Band, baby.
Mitch. Oh, Mitch, you never cease to amaze me, my man.
Oh, I miss Rap City. That was a good show on BET. It's a good show. All right, guys. Still battling in this Zoom. Got the rejection that I wanted to see. And so sometimes you see this often, right? And so I talked about it, that what we look for is the actual close not to be above the VWAP. Because if you got out just on VWAP there, I mean, yeah, you'd get out for a smaller loss, but a lot of times you're going to get these wicks to show up there. And the wicks themselves show you weakness there. So you want to see if it gets back through that level. A close above that, yeah, we would get out. But if that's actually showing us that, okay, we're looking good, let's continue into the trade, stick to the system that we're looking at. A lot of shares are also going through there on that downturn.
Aaron Bryan, I got to go build a deck. See you at the close. Cool, man. Good luck buying or building that deck. That actually sounds awesome. Alt Hod, did we really go to? We did. We broke through. A good call, Chris. I was impatient. What did I tell you though? What did I tell you on Alt about taking that 881, 882 spot? That is going to cause the stock to pop. It hung out right at 881, finally broke through it. I was not patient enough to stay in there. Here we are pushing 894. New highs now on Alt. Looks like we're going to 9. I got 9 prints there, 903 prints there. Oh my. Oh my. I'm not even mad that I missed this. I'm my percentage has been great today. We've been spotting the right stocks. Good call, Chris. Good
All
call.
right, getting some questions about what indicators I use. So what you'll see on my screen, and I use this commonly, is going to be volume, of course, We're going to use average true range to show us if the volatility is expanding or contracting. So if average true range is going up, volatility is increasing. If average true range is on the way down, volatility is decreasing. RSI to tell us if it's overbought or oversold. I talk about this commonly that I don't care about when RSI is in the middle. I care about rejections and extreme points. So when it gets down towards, let's say, 20s, or when it's up at 85s in the overbought range, that's what I like to pay attention to. And then I do use an MFI. MFI is a money flow indicator. And if you pay attention to that, I like to compare it with the RSI to look for what we're looking for: positive confirmation versus divergence for when you're seeing the RSI come down and you're seeing the money flow maybe make a move up. And so when that diverges, it shows me that I got to be careful. But when it's actually hand in hand, I like it to go ahead and use it as discretionary on the trade. And the money flow is going to tell you more bullish versus bearish ticks.
Real quick, Mitch, dash, interesting name here, says one of the guys said something about using the power of 4, testing a level 4 times. This is you, Mitch, right?
Yeah. So this is a little bit of a mix there.
By the way,
Go
really
ahead,
quick. By the way, really quick. So alt went, we talked about that. CYRN is going right now. This is parabolic right now. If you have some here, definitely trim and trail. I didn't trade this one, but this one was on watch earlier. This thing can go crazy, so just be careful, but know what you're trading. Anyway, Mitch, I'm sorry. I had to shout that out. Good. It was literally happening as we were talking.
You're good. I'm about to take some profit into the Zoom trade, so I'm looking for another little leg down here. And then we're going to go ahead and start taking some profit into the 103 area. Let's see if we can get it through there. If not, I'll just go ahead and take it off of here. I've seen the SPY bounce a little bit, so I'm giving the Zoom a little bit of time to break through that low that we have here on the chart, and I'll go ahead and take some profit. See if we can get it there. 103s is what I'm really looking at. Bow. See, we're going to try to take some profit at this low, and then we're going to try to go all the way down to the bottom of the chart, which is down there towards 101.97. See if we can get this little dip, and then I'll explain a little bit more. All right, 103.17s. Let's go ahead and put this out here. Put out a 103.05 here to cover half. Just put it out. Let's see if we get it filled on the downside. Just want a little downside tick move to fill me, and then I can get out on the bid. Let's see if it flows through there. I saw 103.10 show up. So looking for that 103.05s. Let's see if it shows up there.
All right.
23s on the offer. I'm just trying to get the profits here, guys. I'm trying to be focused here so that I can just take the profits and then we can talk, kind of chat.
Alt flying. Thanks for that trade, Ryan. Chris, you're more than welcome. I'm glad that you were able to hit that. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Great stuff. And interesting here, I know that this is not related. Kyler saying, how about new season of Peaky Blinders? I'll be honest, I've heard I've heard a lot of people talk about Peaky Blinders. I've never seen it. It seems like you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing, but in any case,
let's go. Just took some profit there on Zoom, guys. Going to let this keep working. It just broke big through that 103. So let's give it a little bit of room now to really come down there towards the 102s. Just took some good profit on the day, guys. So there you guys have it. Nice trade there on Zoom to the short side. We'll see what happens if this can continue going there. Not a bad little trade there. Took some profit. I got it, the 103.05 there.
CYRN.
So wow. Not bad.
Parabolic move in CYRN.
All right. CRYN.
CYRN.
CYRN.
Look at this move, Mitch.
So
this is what I mean about finding opportunity even when the market is rough. That's what we're going to try to do. and we're going to try it every day. And I heard CISO. Looks like I heard CISO moving up here. We talked about this last week, didn't we?
Yeah. I went over this stock on Sunday. yesterday, Ryan, and I could see kind of a little bit of a rounding bottom cup and handle here.
Gotcha.
And you could see I held the pre-market support. It really looked nice. And I said, watch for that 250 range, because once it hits 250, that's going to be your opportunity to really try to attack this stock. Really good level is that it actually went above 250 multiple times and gave you that pullback attempt to jump right back in there for that breakout towards 3. It's about 20% just from that 250. You didn't need to get it early. At 250 break could have been a nice level.
Real quick, Lewis Hamilton says, time to head back to my real job. Didn't make enough money today to retire, but who cares? Still an awesome day. Recommending this channel to all my friends who want to trade. Great.
Let's go.
So a couple of things there to break down. First of all, of course, thank you for your support and thank you for recommending us to other people. We definitely want to try and go through a process and make this better for everyone. That is our number one goal every single day. Thank you for that. But on top of that, going back to your real job, didn't make enough to retire. Don't worry about that. You only need to get rich once. Do not blow it trying to be a hero on a regular day basis. Letting gains add up can be very, very powerful. Being smart, being prudent, being tactical, that's the way to keep, to hang on to your gains. So don't worry about that. We will be back. The market will be ready for you again. Good stuff today, Lewis.
Yeah, I still get those commercials for that Kachiva stuff, man. I'm going to have to try something different than coffee. See if that stuff even works.
Shelly, have a great one. I'm sorry, buddy is taking a nap. He was super wild this morning. He is taking a nap now. He will be back. He's doing good. He misses you too.
Don't worry. Hendricks was wild too.
Yeah, it's like they knew. It's like they knew that the market was going to be an absolute disaster. But
he was meowing early. He woke me up earlier, and I was just like, "Come on, man! It's too early to be meowing." He's like,
Jesse,
"Yeah, but you're not seeing the markets."
Jesse, no such thing as a dumb question. We are here to answer questions. No problem at all. I only place calls and puts. Yes. Zunaid, I think he's predominantly just calls and puts. I do not like doing spreads. I shouldn't say that I don't like doing it. It's more that I'm just not as experienced with it as I should be. So I do what works. And what's been working for me is just straight calls and puts or scalping equity like I've been calling out here today. No such thing as a dumb question. And by the way, I'm going to use this to plug just real quick here. If you are interested in learning more advanced option trades, we have an option school here as well as an option mentorship product. It is awesome. Chris Capri, Nick Shaheen, these are professionals. They know exactly what they're doing. And by the way, if you're not in Benzinga Pro yet, I'm not sure what you're doing. We have Anne-Marie Band giving her option trades, which are often spreads, trying to capture if the market moves up, down, or stays sideways. So we got it all for you. No such thing as a dumb question, my man.
Just keep going, baby. Let's go.
CYRN. This is just parabolic here. Kind of wish I was in this one, but had a good day already. So
let's go. Let's go. Zim invasion. The Zim invasion. The Zim invasion. Invader Zim. You know you watched Invader Zim. Come on out there, guys.
I have no idea what you're talking about. AUVI looks like this is curling here.
Invader Zim, man. It was the best cartoon ever.
I've never even heard of that.
It's with Gurr.
CYRN more here on highs. Wow.
Happy knows. Check out pro.benzinga.com to sign up for your 2-week trial, baby. No credit card needed or download. It's right there on the browser. Go check it out, guys.
And Chris, I will shout out Chris here. Chris is very, very active on options, very, very open, and shares his thought process on a regular basis. We absolutely love that when we talk about process. So, Chris, I will second that. The BZ Options room, you can see virtually all your trades, and you can search and look for an archive. That is really good point on all of the chat rooms. Thank you very much for that.
I'll give you a special.
Ooh,
special offer
here we
here
go.
for you. I pinned it up in the chat there for you guys. Check out the special offer here, guys, where you get the 2 bear market beating option trades for only $1. Check it on out, guys. All right, let's keep it going. Invader Zim, 90s kids. Yeah, that's what I am. Can't believe you didn't watch Invader Zim, man. It was a little weird, anyways. Osmosis Jones. All right, let's see if we can get this to really crack. I mean, you're getting some sideways consolidation here. The market could come back and kind of change this trade, but you can see here, we're still seeing some leaking into the market. We're down to 277s on the Qs, man. Holy crap, are the Qs down, man? The Qs are almost down 50%. Is that real? Oh my God.
What?
Yeah, that is. From the highs, we're almost at 50%.
The QQQ highs were what, 409? Let me see.
I almost don't even want to.
I don't think we're there yet, Mitch. I really don't. 408.71. We're currently at 277. So we are not down 50% from the highs, but we are close. 50% from the highs here would be 204. That's going to be another 73-point move from where we're at now.
All right. So it was retracement that I didn't get right there. Okay. Holy moly. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm retracing from the pandemic lows to where the big move was. So that's a 50% retracement already.
So there you go.
So 50% of that pandemic move, that was what? It was 143%. There's some spam. It wouldn't be YouTube without spam.
And here's the thing: like we've had chatters say the same thing in the past. You know, cheap, like that's not the stuff that I want to see in spam like that, and dates and stuff like that. I don't want it to be cheap and crappy. That's awful. That's like first of all, you're bad for being a bot spammer, but now you're even worse for being a bad bot spammer. It's like, what's going on? It's crazy.
In a little bounce here in Zoom. I'm just going to take the profits, guys. Didn't catch that first bounce there. I'm out of that trade. Not a bad trade. I mean, it still made a little bit of money today, but nothing big. No big trade. I think the best trade for me would have been if I would have just stuck to Lucid, because that's continued to leak. And it did give us that VWAP fade off of the 17 level, already down there towards 1638. And that's down about 4 or 5%. So that's probably the best trade that I was looking at this morning that I did not take. All right, let's see what's going on out there. Are we officially in a bear market already? Yeah, we've been in a bear market.
Yeah, I think we are.
We've been in a bear market.
Breaking news: markets in turmoil.
Yeah, wouldn't you know it?
By the way, Hills, HILS, we've already traded this once today. 150 looks to be the spot. Be interesting to see if we actually move through that here. Here we are at 150. I'm going to take some here, I think. Yep, I'm going to take some here and see if we can push through this. If we don't, I'm going to be out. There we go. We're through. Now let's see if we can get some action here. We need to keep pushing up. 157 is going to be your VWAP. That to me looks like the next spot. Nope, they yanked it right through here. Man, it's back and forth. Careful on this one. This one moves quickly.
Watch out, you block holders. You might block yourself to death when you see this stock. Man, Square does just not want to stop going down. It might get to 48s and 42s back when they used to trade there in the pandemic. Before the pandemic, it was around 60s and 40s, and we're getting right back to those price points on block. And I'm sure you're probably seeing the same thing for PayPal. Yeah, PayPal now down there at $75 and coming down there. It just looks ugly for these fintech companies. So I've been talking about it. Be careful, you SoFi owners. Don't want to be like me and holding bags out there. But definitely SoFi almost cutting through the low there with that $5 break. It's at 540 right now and continued to show some weak side action.
So back here at 150, they keep refreshing this. So here's what I think is happening. Just looking at this action here, I think that you're having a refresh short at 150. And the significance of that, I mean, obviously we could trade lower and that short could bank. Let's face it. But the significance of that is that we actually, if we take that out to the upside, you might have a race to cover here, and that could cause the pop to be more significant. And so that's kind of what I'm hoping for here. I'm hoping for not only a sizable break here at 150, but a push up to that VWAP on some volume is likely to spook some of these shorts out or spook them into covering. That would be ideal here for a nice little day trade. Not to say we're going to run back up to 194. Definitely not going to hold this overnight here, but definitely seems to be a refresh seller probably on the short side here at 150. I wonder what would happen if they get pinched a little bit. So we're through 150 again. Remember, the last 2 times that this happened, they immediately yanked it back. We would really need to see some momentum pushing us up here. There we go. Refreshed 150 again there. Big seller. So now they're pulling it down here. So this is just really interesting. This is clearly the spot here. 150, clearly the spot on HILS. We'll see if they can move it through here.
The leakage is horrible in energy. Now down about overall 6.5%, and from the open 5.08. So definitely continued leakage there. And drip now up about what? Now we got almost a 10% move there. So definitely energy with a hard downswing there. How's Amazon doing there? Did we get to 100 yet? We're at 102.
186 is your low print.
Okay. I'll keep an eye on that one. PDD now down 10.5% there. So definitely the China stock trade that we thought was maybe coming back to life. By
the way, on that PDD, we saw BABA put sweeps and PDD sweeps last week on Thursday. So they were definitely thinking that that's going to move lower. Somebody had that, early. Those taken off, and clearly that move's still materializing here.
Yeah, it looks ugly out there, guys. And IO coming down there also. Tesla now down almost 7% there, guys. I talked about that today, that you could see a pop towards 680s. That's exactly what we got. That second rejection didn't go up as close towards the 680 as I thought. 677. Then really started washing out. You got your chance off the VWAP around the 670s here, and a nice move back down to the 650s. Looking really weak here. Tesla and UBS. Just stop, man. Just stop. Can't believe they put out a report talking about 50% upside in Tesla. Those are just trap headlines.
Yeah, it does feel trappy, Mitch. That's a good word for it. It absolutely feels trappy. I mean, you look at the overall market conditions, and you're like, really? I don't know.
Yeah, like how do you even say that? Like, and it's not like you're like a small firm and you're just trying to get like
clicks,
some headlight click or something like that. You're a big bank, UBS. Come on, man. I think they should know better than that to be saying things like that. But hey, to each his own opinion, right? Analysts can pretty much give out the upside or downside look that they see fitting.
Watching you guys inspired me to buy SQQQ last Thursday for a 35% gain. Thanks for the process trading. Thought by nature, man, you are making my day. That's awesome, dude. I'm glad. That's exactly what we're trying to do here. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, we're not trying to make Zunaid, Ryan, or I look like the best traders. That's not the goal of this show. The goal is you guys seeing us battle through the market. That's the goal. And then once you see us battle through the markets, what are you going to do? Is you're going to see us try to rely on our process. And that's really where you can start learning from how the way we try to attack the markets.
I mess up all the time, and that's likely to continue. So just going to try to learn from my mistakes and get 2% better every day, right, Mitch? That's what we do here.
Only way, guys. Only way. That's just how it is in life. You're never going to be 100. It's always about learning how to deal with the ups and downs and going back to something that works versus battling something that isn't. Zoom back up there, trying to get through the VWAP. I'm glad I'm out of this trade. We're starting to see some kind of bottoming action, sideways sleepiness. So not seeing much out there. We're going to start wrapping on up here in a second. Lord Ryan, I know you probably did better than I did today. I did have some wins. I had 2 wins, 1 loss, but it really wasn't much there on the positive side. But you did do some trades. So how about let's recap those before we get to Zunaid's future action. So stick around, guys. We're going to get towards that in about 6 minutes. I'll let Lord Ryan recap some of these trades that happened today and kind of these smaller cap names that were making moves. What did you see out there, Lord?
Yep. So
And
first one
we're
here
gonna
is
go
Hills.
trade.
We took advantage of this one. I'm actually in it right here from 150, so I'm down a little bit. If I closed it right now, this would be one of the small losses, but we're working off profits here, so that's going to be okay with me. Again, talk more about process. As far as other tickers that we traded today, we hit ALT. That was about flat, although that continued to run. So that was actually a really good opportunity there. Hit AUVI here on a scalp. Hit EKSO on a scalp. We already talked about Hills, and then PBTS on a pretty big scalp. And then also I added a little bit to a Portillo's long position. So we're not going to consider that a winning trade, but that did end up happening today. So we'll see going forward here. VIX at highs. We talked about it. We're going to watch that. We're going to watch the VIX. We're through 380 to the downside here on the SPY. A longer term bottom, I do think we probably go to 350, 360. Obviously not today, but I think that that's on the docket. And then the other one here that was a monster trade, which I did not take, CYRN. We called this one a nice size trade there. I didn't hit it myself, but hopefully you folks did.
All right, let's keep it going here. We'll see what's going on in the markets as we continue to just battle here. It's starting to go sideways, but definitely an ugly day in the overall market. Let's take a look here. Now we're down there towards 376. Where were we just a couple of days ago? We were up there to 416, man. And has this fallen off the tape here? If you kind of take a look here, and I'll kind of draw it on up here, it was around that 416.35 where we turned around. But let's take a look here. Zoom on in. That's we've dropped about almost 9% here in the last, like, what, three or 4 days? So not a good look there for the overall market. Definitely coming down fast. And now through the lows. So we'll see if we close below 380 today. I think that's the important price point. You could get some rally back maybe later on, but right now it's just been a slow leak down, and we'll continue to see what happens in the overall market.
Out Hills. So I did take a loss there on the second Hills trade. Looks like we're going to break down further. There we go. Your first stop is your best stop. So again, I was in on the second trade here. I was in at 150, out at 145. We continue to move lower here. That's just how trading goes, folks. This is, by the way, as far as a potential trade for the rest of the day, 150 definitely a spot here. So a break and move above 150 here might give some action. We'll see. Keep keep the broader market in mind. We are having kind of a rough day. Mitch, I'm going to take off. I will see you. We'll be right back at this again tomorrow, though.
See you guys. I'll let Ryan get on out of here, and I'm going to start wrapping on up as we get on over to the futures action, guys. So definitely stick around. I will be getting you guys on over with Zunaid. And yes, I think he's even in the background now, but he's listening. He wants me to send it on over. So that means it's time to wrap it up here on live trading and learn some futures action with my man, Zunaid. Are you ready? You ready?
Yeah, man. I'm just hoping that if the viewers see my pretty face, they'll want to come out, hang out with Jim and I. Very knowledgeable man. We've already talked some good stuff about futures and levels that he's kind of taking a look at. So make sure you guys join us for some futures trading. And even if you don't trade futures, you can get an idea so you can play the SPY off of the insight. It's not always 100% working, hand to hand, but I'm sure Jim can provide some insight on that. So I'll see you guys on the other side in just a couple of minutes. Appreciate you.
Boom, baby. Zunaid dropping the mic, getting ready to go on over to that futures action. You guys go check up with Zunaid and learn something, right? We all need to kind of keep building some skills. This is the perfect time that if maybe things are not going great in your results, doesn't mean you can't up that knowledge. So go get that knowledge in the futures trading with Zunaid. And then after that, we'll have Benzinga live. And don't forget, guys, my brand new show, Stock Market Movers. I got some great guests going to be on later. We'll talk about some technology trades on out there. We'll talk about Tesla and the overall market. So I'll see you guys at 1 p.m. That's when I'll be on next. But right now, going to Zunaid and some futures action.